So you guys know how this works by now. It's a review show. I'm supposed to give you an idea of whether or not you'll like One Punch Man. To do this, I usually use clips from the show, both to illustrate my points and to cover any mistakes that I edit out. I am now the victim of my own format. One Punch Man is so funny, so enjoyable, that I really don't want to spoil any of it. So this episode is mostly going to be jump cuts of me, and I am so sorry about that. Anyway, One Punch Man is incredible, but I guess I should explain why. One Punch Man follows Saitama, a superhero so powerful he can obliterate any enemy in one punch. Giant robots, killer aliens, world-ending baddies for any other superhero all turn into red mist after one hit from Saitama. But herein lies the conflict, and I do mean the central conflict of the entire show. Saitama has grown jaded after a string of boring fights. He longs to one day meet an opponent who won't die after one hit. One Punch Man is a savagely funny deconstruction of superhero stories, featuring an imaginative cast of weirdos fighting one another in ever more spectacular set pieces. This is one of the best looking shows this season, and I'm also going to say even the year. The colours, the shading, the detail are all top notch, but what really blows me away is the character designs. Ranging from simplistic to high concept, every episode features at minimum 1 or 2 unique monsters for Saitama to fight. It's almost like Madhouse saw Space Dandy and said, oh, Studio Bones, you got different animators for every episode. Well, you know what, we're gonna hire different animators for every monster. Because that's exactly what they've done pretty much. The one thing I don't really like about it is that it occasionally uses brushstrokes to demonstrate high velocity. I get that this is a stylistic choice, but you know, it's such a shame because the fight scenes are so detailed and so crisp, and then all of a sudden, like, they'll just go really runny, and I don't think it looks that fantastic. Story-wise, One Punch Man is not just funny, it's charming. You really empathize with Saitama. Even with his simple character design, you can see how excited he gets when he gets confronted by unstoppable monsters. And then he punches them, they explode into guts and gore, and even though he has saved the world and like all the people in his city, he is so disappointed by the lack of challenge. As silly as the setup is, you really get oddly invested in Saitama's quest for an actual opponent. One Punch Man is satire, but it's very affectionate satire. The villains, and occasionally heroes, love delivering these long, hammy monologues. These scenes almost go on for too long, but the pacing, along with Saitama's mounting frustration and the lingering camera angles, make them funny breaks from the action. The fight scenes, of which there are usually about 3 or 4 per episode, are ridiculous. Even in episode 4, Saitama's weary response to ever more flamboyant opponents results in the kind of exhilarating, completely off-the-wall action that only anime, comics, and video games can pull off. So yeah, 4 episodes in, I know this is just meant to be a first impressions, but One Punch Man is rapidly becoming the show that I recommend to people who've given up on anime. The mix of action and comedy is presented with some of the coolest animation and character design I've seen all year. Whatever you do, whatever you watch this season, don't miss One Punch Man. Thanks for watching. See you next time.